Today we're going to see the installation of Docker. Docker is one of the container technology used for development, shipping and packaging of your applications. So this video is going to be one of the prerequisite video for the Docker tutorials which I'll be making and which will be coming up soon. So what are we going to do today? We will be installing the Docker in an Ubuntu environment. The latest Ubuntu environment as of now is 20.10, but I'll be using the 20.04 LTS, and I'll also be showing you how to install Docker in a Windows 10 operating system. At the end of this video, I'll have some resources which you also find in the description below. So for the Ubuntu installation, what we'll be doing is first to prepare the system, prepare the virtual machine, meaning you remove any older versions of Docker if installed previously, and then download the repository. This is the most recommended way how to install in an Ubuntu environment, and of course install the Docker engine itself, and finally give the Docker user the root privileges so that you don't need to have to always use sudo in front of Docker command. Okay, let's get started. The installation of Docker in Ubuntu. For the installation of Docker in Ubuntu, I have started a virtual machine using Vagrant. Vagrant is a wrapper software for deploying virtual environments. I've already made another video on Vagrant. Check out the description for the link for more information. So basically what I've done is I've created a virtual machine in VirtualBox here, and it's already started and running, and I have SSH into this virtual machine. So as you can see, I'm currently using Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. So I have the commands to me on this right hand side, so I'll just start executing the commands step by step. Yeah. Easiest way to find out whether your Docker is installed just by using the command sudo docker version, and you can see 20.10 is installed in your machine. So as you can see, if I have to use the docker commands, I always need to use the sudo in front of it. So to remove this, we'll be adding the user docker to the sudo group, and this can be done by this following commands here. If your Docker group doesn't exist, then create a Docker group by using group add Docker. In most cases it will be installed, but if not, you can do it. And now add this current user to the Docker group, and yeah, we just need to log out and log in again so that the Docker user gets root privileges. So let me just log out here quickly. Okay, now I'm logged out. The command for logging in again into the Docker into the Vagrant system is just Vagrant up to start the system. And it takes some few minutes. So it's already started. And then we just do Vagrant SSH into the system. Do check out my Vagrant video. There are some advanced commands too, how you can manage your virtual environments. So we're back into the system, and let's just check out whether our Docker commands are getting executed by typing the getting started from the Docker. Okay, it seems to be already installed. Let me just quickly check into the browser. Localhost 80. Perfect. So we've installed Docker successfully, and we have started the first container from the Docker installed Docker engine. Okay, there you go. Docker's installed in your machine, and let's head on to Windows installation. All right, we just saw how we installed Docker in an Ubuntu environment, and it was pretty simple. We executed a few of the commands, and then we started our first Docker container or Docker application. Now let's try to do the same in the Windows 10 environment. Now in the Windows 10, Docker can be installed in Windows Pro, Enterprise, or Education Edition. It can also be installed in Home Edition. There's a separate installation link I'll be sharing with you in the description below. Now today we'll be seeing how to install Docker in Windows 10 environment. Windows 10 with Pro Edition, yeah. The main and the major prerequisite is that the Hyper-V must be activated in the Windows 10. Otherwise, this whole Docker is not going to be installed, or it's not going to be installed. This can also be done during the installation process itself. But if you if you're not sure whether you have the feature activated or not, I will show you these in a bit. There are some hardware prerequisites to be satisfied. For example, you need to have minimum of 4 GB RAM, and the BIOS level virtualization must be activated. So please make sure these things have been activated in your machine, and go get the Docker setup from this link below. So I've already downloaded the Docker setup file, and the next thing you need to do is just double click it and start it. Docker installation is completed. Now I'll quickly restart the Windows to complete the installation, and I've restarted my machine, and I'm getting this pop-up: WSL2 installation is incomplete. So yeah, basically follow the link here and go to the part where it says download this Linux kernel update packages. And once when it gets downloaded, just execute, or just you can say open. So first let's set up the Linux package just by clicking next, and that's it. This will WSL2 installation should be completed. I'll quickly restart the system to verify the same. And then let's have a quick walkthrough on how the Docker desktop looks like and what it does and so on. I've restarted my operating system, Windows 10, and I see the whale or the Docker icon here, and the status is showing running. I just do a left click now, and this pops up the Docker dashboard. and at the bottom left bottom you can see the status of the Docker engine, and here on the toolbar you can also sign in. You can sign into your Docker Hub account. It's a free account. You can log into this website and create one for yourself. Docker Hub is a repository where you can publicly share your images. So we'll get into the details in my following videos, and let's see whether the Docker is working in our Windows environment. In order to do that, I'll be opening a terminal. In this case, I would like to open PowerShell, and I'll just execute this command here. So it's unable to find Docker getting started locally. So what's happening is, if the Docker is not able to find the image already installed, and it searches the Docker Hub, and then if there is an image corresponding to the name, and then it downloads it. And we've started the container. So as you can see, the container view has changed, and it's showing an image has been started. It has the name this Hungry Sanderson. It's a random name generated by Docker, and it's running at the port 80. So that means if I go to the localhost port 80, I must be able to see the getting started tutorial from Docker. Voila! I'm able to see this tutorial, and this means that we have successfully installed Docker in our Windows environment. Okay, here are a few resources where you can find additional information for the Docker installations, and you'll find these links below in the description. And later this coming weeks, I'll be doing a tutorial, Docker tutorial videos. There's going to be more than one video where I'll be explaining about Docker architecture and a few of the basic commands which is required. For example, Docker images, Docker run, Docker exec, and so on, and how to dock with the containers, and so on and so forth. Then I'll be explaining about, and then in another video I'll be talking about Docker Compose, how you can start multiple containers using the Docker Compose method. I'll also be doing another video for Docker Swarm, which is an inbuilt orchestrator. And yeah, if you like this video, please like, subscribe my channel for more information. For all that and more, until next.